What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Heat 'em Up. This is the second episode. I know Trent and I filmed our first episode maybe a month or two ago, so we have been lagging. So we apologize for that. So for today's episode, I wanted to talk to Trent about some rumors and speculation out there regarding Jimmy Butler. So we've done so many episodes on the roundtable talking about Jimmy Butler's extension and all that stuff, but there's been reports all over the place from credible insiders, basically saying some are saying they think Jimmy's gone, and some are thinking that it's all smoke. So Brian Windhorst today said he thinks that Jimmy's going to stay on the Miami Heat, but then you have Howard Beck and then like Alan Hahn from like ESPN saying that he is all but gone. So Trent, first off, how are you doing? Thanks for hopping on. And then second of all, what are your thoughts on all this like Jimmy Butler rumors going on now?
Well, first of all, I'm doing great. Just got out of work and filming some content about Miami, so can't complain. But if Jimmy Butler, so go and answer your question about Jimmy Butler leaving. To be honest, the scary thing is, I will say, Amir, is that like it's 50-50. And Major said this in our last show. It's like no one really knows. Like no one knows what the hell's happening. There's a side that's saying, well, okay, he's gonna get it done. Like, of course Miami's gonna pay him. But that's just us assuming, right? And then
Yep.
it's on the other side is us assuming, well, the Heat are gonna move on from him. So it's really 50-50. But I will say, Amir, like, you know, superstar players or star players, whatever you want to call Jimmy Butler is, um, unexpected stuff happens in the NBA all the time.
Totally.
Unexpectedly. So like I wouldn't be surprised if somehow Jimmy gets traded because that's a thing that would happen in the offseason. And I think this offseason is going to be wild. It already started. With trades with OKC and the Bulls. So like, at this point I truly don't know because the reports are just all over the place. The only people that I don't even know if Jimmy knows. I don't think they engage with Jimmy talking about a contract extension. So I think it's just really up to the agent and Pat Riley to discuss the deal and to see what's happening. So it's 50-50. If Jimmy is traded this offseason, they chose their direction.
Yep. Yeah, you never know too. Like Dame, we thought we like that was in the bag last year, right? Like we didn't see any other team really in the mix. We thought like obviously at first Brooklyn or whoever he mentioned, but then when he said Miami only, we thought that was going to happen. Then look what happened. He obviously Milwaukee came in, swooped in, stole him, and look at Donovan Mitchell. Like 2 years ago or 3 years ago, he's like, I want to get traded. Miami's a destination, whatever, any of the New Yorks, wherever. And then Cavs came out of nowhere, right? So like, you never know what can happen. So I agree with you on that. But so you're in the camp though. I think from past episodes, you want us to trade Jimmy Butler, right? You're in that. I guess you're done with the Jimmy Butler build. You'd rather get the assets right now at this point for Jimmy Butler.
Yeah, I'm already kind of moving on from Jimmy. And like I said, I appreciate Jimmy for what he has done. But time is time. Like you got to move on for your players. The more you hold on to your players, the more it gets kind of worse because the players get older and older, and then more injuries occur. And that's why, like I keep bringing up Golden State because Klay Thompson is a great example of like everything. Like he's been on that team pretty much his whole career, won championships, but injuries occurred. He's getting older, and they're not offering what he wants, and so it looks like he might be moving on too. So it is what it is. It's how sports operates. The NFL, NBA, like that's how it operates. You got to move on for your players. Like I'll bring an example up. Like you're a 49ers fan. Brandon Ayuk ain't gonna be there forever. He's probably gonna be gone sooner than later. So it happened. He's a more younger piece, but sometimes you just don't want to pay these prices for some of these players.
You need to. I don't want to go off on a tangent, but I mean, I'd rather have Ayuk than Debo any day of the week. Obviously, not even just because of age, just because of utility. Like he's a real. He's not a gadget player, even though I love Debo. Um, but yeah, I mean, I'm in the camp of wanting to keep Jimmy Butler because I still think, even though he's never played more than 65 games in a Heat uniform, he doesn't have the injuries that Clay does. Like Clay is like slowed down significantly compared to what he was. Not like based on points per game. Like yes, that's dropped, but like he never was a 25, 26 point scorer because they had Steph, right? They had KD. He was always that second, third option. But his defense, like he was known as like one of the best two-way shooting guards in the NBA, right? Like he was actually very good defensively. So he's obviously fallen off because he can't move anymore after the Achilles, after the ACL. He's 34, same age as Jimmy Butler, soon to be 35. Um, Yeah, that's a good point that you brought up. Like even a four-time champion, you know, might not get paid based on what he's done in the past. They're seeing what he want. Like they're going to give him the 2-year deal based on legacy, right? But he wants that. I don't know if he's being greedy or not, but he wants that third year, just like Jimmy Butler does.
I'm,
So
Amir, let me say something real quick, right? So Klay Thompson's coming off gruesome injuries and still managed to play 77 games last year and the season before 69.
77
77.
and
So like
69.
and
Jesus Christ.
69, yeah, the last two seasons. And then before he got hurt in 2021 and 2022, he played 78, 73, 78, 80, and 77, 81, and 82. Like, well, that's going back into his prime and stuff. But like, this is what I'm saying. Like when Jimmy Butler can't offer me what I need, why I don't want you on my team no more. If you can't, if we're paying you to, the NBA is not just, oh, we're paying you for the playoffs. If that's the case, then the contracts need to be split in half. Simple as that. If you just want to get paid for the playoffs, split in half. Because that's what it seems like at this point with Jimmy. I only want to try in the playoffs. Why?
Yeah, I'm not in the camp of wanting to trade Jimmy Butler. I saw what it looked like against Boston without him. Granted, we didn't have Terry. Granted, we didn't have Jay Rich. I mean, which is not that big of a deal, but also a compromised Duncan Robinson, which was a big deal. Obviously, Duncan played 5 minutes, 10 minutes in one game, and 20 minutes another. So that is an issue, but you saw what it looked like without Jimmy Butler, man. Maybe he can age gracefully I'm not comparing him to a Kevin Durant, obviously, but like for age 34, Jimmy Butler, like he still played pretty well. Like he is frustrating and annoying that he does load manage, that he does seem to miss more games when he's never had a significant injury. And then he does have the energy to like go balls to the wall in the playoffs. It's like, could you have taken like 10% of like playoff Jimmy and applied that in the regular season and not miss those games, right? Instead of going 150 in the playoffs, can you go 140 in the playoffs and save that extra 10 so maybe you could play 70 games? Like he's in good shape, right? Like he's a very like athletic, like not quick athletic, but you know what I mean? He's a strong dude and he takes care of himself, it seems like. So it's perplexing why guys like Clay, guys like who I said in the past, Grant Hill, who missed Grant Hill played 42 games, Trent, in 4 years. You know how many games that is? 380 games in 4 seasons. He played 42. And then after that, same age as Jimmy and older, he played 78, like same as Clay. Like, how do these guys who have major injuries play and Jimmy doesn't? But anyway, I don't want to trade Jimmy Butler because I still think he has at least another year or two in the tank, like one where he could be really good. That's why losing out on the Dame Lillard saga sucks because we knew Jimmy had this season and next season, right? Especially if Dame was able to carry the Heat in the regular season. So anyway, that's all I have for this episode. We'll update you guys on any more of this Jimmy Butler shenanigans. But as the offseason has happened now, we're going to see different reporters speculating left and right. Who knows? Only Jimmy knows. Only the front office knows, but we'll find out more soon. Thanks for hopping on, Trent.
Peace.